Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I know it's been a while. We can start out by admiring this very fancy invisible floor. So, this is my first ever win in Blackout. I got 7 kills solo, which is of course not a record-breaking gameplay, but I think 7 out of 80 is decent enough considering it's the first day of the beta. Or the gameplay is from the first day. I'm making this video a couple days later, but I've got a lot to talk about today. First of all, here's a very simple tip for using your wingsuit at the beginning. If you fly straight down and hold the sprint button, you'll dive and accelerate to about 70 miles per hour. I think the terminal velocity is about 72 or 73 miles per hour. So that is clearly the fastest way to reach the ground as soon as possible. But you actually want to start your jump off with a dive pretty much every single time, even if your destination is far off to the side. In this case, I was heading for Raid, which is right under the helicopter's flight path, so this next part doesn't apply. I'm just saying in general. Here's why. If you just glide horizontally the entire time, you'll fly along about 40 miles per hour, or slower depending on your direction, but if you dive first, spending a second or two accelerating up to 70 miles per hour, you can then pull up and glide at almost maximum speed for the entire flight. You'll lose speed if you try to fly upwards, or maybe if you try to fly exactly horizontal, but as long as you only pull up enough that you're going slightly downwards, you'll lose almost no speed at all. And then you're cruising along horizontally at like 68, 69 miles per hour, and you'll reach your destination with a significant head start. The beginning is always a bloodbath, especially if you're starting at a popular location, and landing first greatly increases your odds of surviving the initial chaos, obviously. One adjustment I'd recommend is that there should probably be a weapon of some sort in every house, because you can land in Nuketown, for example, search your house, but end up with what? A trophy system, a temporary perk that lets you crouch walk faster, some ammo, but no weapon. At this point you're basically fucked, because your neighbors are armed and you're defenseless. Just a huge randomness factor to the early game, which is not good in my opinion. Of course, good weapons should be rare so that people have to actually spend time looting throughout the match, but you should always be able to find something, even if it's just a simple pistol with no attachments or one of the garbage shotguns, for gameplay's sake, but also think about it. What kind of suburban homeowner has military equipment, ammo boxes, flashbang grenades, and whatever else lying around their house but doesn't own a gun? By the way, I'm fast forwarding or skipping a few segments of gameplay where I don't run into anyone for a while because big map, a lot of people are camping, you know, if you've played it, it's kind of slow sometimes. Now, I'm going to pause it after this gunfight and take a close look at what happened. On a very basic level, guy fired some warning shots on me, then I hopped off my four-wheeler and barely won the gunfight against him. But this is an interesting scenario because we can look at how armor works, or at least get an idea of how it works. I think when I figure out the whole armor system, that would probably merit its own video. The reason this gunfight is a good example is that this is my first time taking damage, so my armor is brand new, and we're at almost exactly the same distance from each other for the entire gunfight, just strafing side to side. So the only thing affecting his bullets' damage should be my armor. We don't have to worry about range or damage fall off or anything. So if we slow it down and go frame by frame, you can see how my health value changes after each bullet hits me. It's decrementing by 17 damage each time, so every bullet is dealing exactly 17 damage to me. And I'm eating bullets. Start with 200 health, he hits me 8 times for 17 damage apiece. Then my armor breaks. That's this insanely loud ping sound if you're wondering what that is. Then his next 2 shots each deal 28 damage, since I no longer have armor protecting me. So we can determine that the armor was blocking exactly 40% of incoming bullet damage. There isn't any randomness to it. It just absorbs exactly 40% of the damage from each bullet. We also learned that the armor will eventually break. I don't know whether it breaks after a specific number of bullets or a specific amount of damage, but I'm guessing an amount of damage. In this case, it broke after being hit by 8 bullets and absorbing about 100 damage. We can also see that as the armor loses durability, its icon appears increasingly deteriorated, but it doesn't degrade in effectiveness as it gets worn down. It works exactly the same throughout its lifespan, until it suddenly breaks. Obviously, this isn't a thorough scientific test, so take these results with a grain of salt. I just thought it would be worth sharing, since right now, nobody knows anything at all about these game mechanics, and there are a lot of myths floating around. In any case, Armor definitely needs to be changed. For one thing, that armor piece that I was wearing in the gunfight back there was the weakest armor in the game, level 1. 40% damage reduction is a bit overpowered for the lowest tier armor. I don't know even how much damage level 2 or level 3 armor prevents, plus level 3 also adds headshot protection as well as grenade resistance from what I remember. It would be nice to have a durability bar or something on the armor, because right now the only indication the armor icon on your hotbar gets more damage looking, not super precise. Also, you should be able to pick up backup armor and store it in your inventory. I mean, you can sprint around with 2 LMGs, a Guardian barricade thing, whatever it's called, in your pocket, a few trophy systems hanging off your belt loop, but you can't fit an extra vest in your backpack. I mean, obviously it's for gameplay balance sake, but I think you should be able to carry extra armor. Maybe each armor piece takes 2 or 3 inventory slots or something, if that's better. Make it somewhat balanced. But the thing is, right now, naturally generated loot is the only way to replenish your armor, because when you kill someone who's wearing armor, your gunfight will have either completely destroyed their armor or left it like 90% broken. So every time your armor breaks, you have to go find an unexplored area or an airdrop crate or something and hope you find another set of armor. Whereas with Fortnite, and I know these games are totally different, but in Fortnite you can replenish your shield potions just by playing aggressively and picking up the potions your victims drop, because people often have extra shield potions in their inventory. You don't have to go find a new house to raid after every other gunfight. Now, at this point in the gameplay, for some reason I felt that I should park this ATV in the garage here. Really excellent maneuvering, I know. And then I'm camping in this room for a long time because I kept hearing footsteps. And then after that, I was waiting to see where the next safe zone circle was going to be. That's the justification I'm giving in any case. The footsteps actually are another issue. Well, really the sound in general is pretty broken. Sometimes you can sound whore people in a different building from you. Sometimes you don't hear someone until they're 2 feet away. I don't know, it seems really inconsistent to me, that's all. And the sound balance. I don't know if any of you have noticed this, but the volume when you get hit is way louder than the volume when you fire your own gun, which makes very little sense. Seriously, I've been shot at unexpectedly and died several times because the volumes just startled the fuck out of me. I was too busy jumping out of my chair, react in game, and get to cover or whatever. Also makes the pre-game drop zone or whatever it's called super annoying, because somehow it has become standard practice for half the lobby to run up to people, punch them repeatedly, which, well, rip headphone users. And there are a bunch of other issues that I don't really need to talk about since I've seen them brought up by a lot of people already, but definitely the looting interface needs to change. It's pretty awful right now. I get that you're exposing yourself to danger by rummaging through a duffel bag or whatever, but right now you have to look through it one item at a time, and like you're examining the contents one by one with a freaking Viewmaster. It's way too clunky. Another feature, kill cams, would be nice, at least in the solos playlist, or I guess in squads. If the rest of your team is already dead, it would be fine, so it doesn't give away information. Because currently you don't even get to see the kill feed to find out how you died, unless you quickly switch to spectator mode before the kill feed fades. Oh yeah, and one last suggestion, you should have a little bit more health when you're in the downed state, like when you get knocked down in squads or duos or whatever. It seems like the majority of the time you just get eliminated right away, unless you were knocked down while you were already behind cover or something. Guys, that is all I have to say. If you are still watching, you are a legend. I hope you are all enjoying the beta so far. I definitely am. I'd love to hear your opinions about Blackout in the comments. Have a great day, everyone.
That's their best shot.
Mission area secure. Good work.
you.